Okay, so I've got this all single crocheted around. As you can see, it's like it's brought the sole up the side a little bit. Okay, as you can see, there's a little bit of a ledge there. Okay, so now what you need to do is hold it like this towards you, and this the toe down here. And we're going to start working on the top part or the heel section of the shoe. We'll do the toe and the tongue at the same time. So I went and got some, it's just a green thread. I'm pretty sure I got this from Hobby Lobby as well. And it's just some spare thread. You know, it's what it is I'm using. So I always like to leave nice tails. That way I can weave those babies in, sew them in, attach them down so they don't come undone. So I'm going to make that there. And I am going to, and I always grab a couple of pieces of thread. So I'm going to hold it this way. And I'm going to count 15 on either side of center. So looks like my knot where I finished off is about center. And you're going to be guessing. Now if you're one and your seam kept going around like this here, when you were going on your rounds and it kept working itself over, I've done that. Trust me. Just find the center of the back heel and count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this is 15. And I just hook some thread into it so you can mark that stitch. Now we count around this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I got 15 on this side. And I do try to get them fairly even. Okay. So now, I like to start this way. Some people go this, on this side and work on the inside. I just find it's easier to work on the outside of the shoe. I am going to do it on the inside of the shoe this time because it does, how you crochet, it always brings the inside of the shoe upward instead of ending up out, if that makes sense. So yeah, well, maybe I'm not. I'm going to go this way. Because if you go this way, then your stitches are all going the same way. But for me, it's just easier to do this side. This is your toe. This is your heel. And I'm going to take my green thread in that stitch and I am going to get my tail untangled here. Oops, there it is. Which one's my tail? And I'm going to do almost like a chain. Slip stitch back through there. Now I'm going to single crochet in the same stitch as what I just joined in. And I'm using the F hook. Now I have done some to where I've changed to the G hook, but these here I'm going to use the F hook on, just so you don't get confused. So I single crochet and then I single crochet 29 rounds. So with the first single crochet, that would be 30 stitches. So 1, 6. And as you've seen, I caught my tail underneath there a little bit. Oops, I lost count. Okay, so we've got 15 on either side, 30 stitches all together. So you turn, chain 1, and you repeat around just one more row. So you'll do another 30 single crochets. 1, okay. So now we want to turn, and you chain 1. Now you need to skip that first stitch and single crochet in the next 27. Okay, so I've got 27 around. I'm going to skip the next stitch, go into the last one, and single crochet there. Okay, so now we're going to turn around, and this will be row 4. And what I'm going to do here is chain 1, and I'm going to skip that first stitch, go into the next stitch, and single crochet 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now I'm going to skip a stitch and single crochet in the next 11. I'm going to skip the next stitch and single crochet in the last one. Turn, and I'm going to single crochet in each stitch around. So you ended up with 25, you should end up with 25 on this one. You ended up with 25 on the last row, you should end up with 25 on this row. 2, 3, there's 25. And that was row 5. On row 6, we are going to turn. We'll chain 1. We're going to skip that first stitch, go into the next stitch. My ball of yarn is a mess. So we skip the first stitch, single crochet the next, let's see here, 22. I have a fly in here. 16. 17. After 22, you'll skip the next stitch, single crochet in the last stitch. Okay, so on to row 7. So turn, chain 1, skip that first stitch, go into the next one, and we'll be single crocheting 20. We skip the next stitch, single crochet in the next one. Turn. Row 8 is chain 1, skip the first stitch, chain, single crochet in the next one for the next 18 stitches. Camera's getting in my road again. Skip one, single crochet in the last one. That would be 19 stitches. Now we're going to do this again, so we'll turn, chain 1. Now, what we're going to do is, because that doesn't look tall enough, but if we go much smaller, it's not going to wrap around their little old legs. So, what we're going to do is we are going to put 3 rows, 2 to 3 rows, and this is up to you kind of on how much more you want to add on. I'm going to do at least 2 more rows, but I'm going to do single crochet in every stitch around. So I chain 1, and so we should have 19 stitches in each one. I'll come back when I get 2 more rows put on, doing this exact same thing. Okay, so I've put on 2 rows on it. Now here is where you can decide on whether you want to make them taller topped. It also depends upon how you crochet. If you crochet loose, tight, whatever. So me, I'm going to go ahead and finish this off. So I'll do a slip stitch and finish this off and weave in my tails, and then we'll be on to the next toe, and that will be on part 3 of the video. Okay, so we've got your shoe finished off, all the tails done in and everything. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our black yarn. We're going to do a little loop here. Now I am going to use the switch to the G hook, and this is because of the fact of how tight I crochet, especially slip stitches, because that's what we're going to do now. So I've got my black yarn. Now let's see if I can show this to you. Where you want to join is down from the top here, your color, down into here. Now this would be, if you've done a two sole, a double sole, it'll be where you single crocheted one more row. If you're doing just a single sole, it'll be where you crocheted into the back loop of the single crochet to make that round. So let me show you here. So we're going to go down across from this point here on the color. Oops. Put your hook in, grab your loop, and then I single crochet around the shoe. And don't worry about your tail, because leave enough of a tail to join. And this is where I screw up. Okay, I got that too tight. There we go. But just keep that tail out there. Don't worry about weaving that in until later. And you single crochet around, all the way around till you get to this other side here, just below where you joined, and finish it off. So I'll do a few more stitches, because this is just a slip stitch. Make sure you do this loose, otherwise it'll gather up your shoe, and that's why I'm using the bigger hook, because I have a tendency to get rather tight on this. And I'll be back once I get that done.